Hello friends, welcome to Cooking with Claudia. Today I'm showing you how to make pot roast. This pot roast is slowly baked in the oven. It's so tender, flavorful, and such a comforting dish for fall and winter. All ingredients and measurements will be in the description box. Let's get started. I'm using a huge piece of chuck roast for this recipe. When you buy your chuck roast, make sure there's a lot of fat marbles running through it. The fat is going to make it very, very tender. We're going to season the chuck roast with some spices. We're using salt, black pepper, oregano, cumin, chili powder, garlic, and onion powder. Go ahead and mix all the spices together, then season the chuck roast very generously on both sides. Make sure you pat the seasoning into the meat just like I'm doing, that way it sticks very well. Once the chuck roast is very well seasoned, we're going to let it sit for about 15 minutes to soak in all the spices. In the meantime, we're going to saute some vegetables. Heat up a pan over medium-high heat, then add some olive oil. Off camera, I cut up some onion, carrots, and celery. As soon as the oil gets hot, throw in the vegetables. Season the veggies with some salt and black pepper to taste. Then saute them for about 4 minutes to develop some flavor. Once the veggies have browned up and gotten flavorful, remove from the pan, then set aside for later. Next, add some more olive oil to the pan. Then we're going to sear the seasoned chuck roast. Sear the meat on medium-high heat for 3 minutes on one side. Then turn it over and sear it for another 3 minutes on the other side. We want the meat to have a golden brown sear, just like this. This is going to add so much flavor to the pot roast. Once both sides of the meat are seared, remove from the pan, then set it aside with the vegetables. Next, we're going to make the sauce for the pot roast in the same pan. All the burnt bits in the pan will add so much flavor to the pot roast. Melt some butter in the pan and then add some flour. Mix the butter and flour together and then add some chicken broth. Stir everything together and let the mixture cook and thicken just like that, and then add some red wine. We're also adding some Worcestershire sauce, tomato paste, and brown sugar. Go ahead and mix everything together until very well mixed in. Allow the sauce to simmer on medium heat for about 20 seconds for all the flavors to come together. Then grab your seared chuck roast and place it into the sauce. Turn it over, that way the sauce can be on both sides of the meat, and then add the vegetables. I want some of the vegetables to go under the meat as well, so I'm going to move it around a little and get some under there. To freshen up the flavor, we're going to add some fresh rosemary and fresh thyme. We're also adding some bay leaves and freshly crushed garlic. Place a lid over your pan. Make sure your oven is preheated to 275 degrees Fahrenheit. Place the roast into the oven and let it bake for 3 hours. The baking time depends on how big your meat is. I am using a 3-pound meat, so I baked for 3 hours. Words cannot explain how divine the aroma is. This will make your home smell so good. Make sure you remove and discard all the herbs. They've done their job. You have to let the chuck roast sit for about 10 minutes before serving. You can use that time to skim off any excess oil collected on the top. I love how the sauce on the chuck roast comes out so thick, rich, and flavorful. The meat is so tender. Look at how easy it falls apart. The pot roast came out very delicious. This is such a comforting dish for fall and winter. It's so good. If you guys would like to make this, check the description box. I'm gonna leave all the ingredients and measurements there.